Hey guys, so it's Christmas season again, and what better way to start it off than with a horror movie review? The Exorcist Believer. I did not get a chance to see it in theaters. I had seen many reviews for it and heard some things that sounded rather unsavory. It just came to Peacock, and I was actually quite excited about watching it. Didn't care for it. Now, to be fair, it's not without its merits. The movie started out, and this is the worst thing, man. The movie started out really solid. And I mean, like, continued for a while. I was actually watching it, and I'm like, wow. The acting on behalf of the girls was fantastic. The acting all around was great. The direction was pretty good. It was really unnerving and disturbing, actually, in the way that the first one was. I thought that they had captured that vibe perfectly, that, like, fear that you have of like the ultimate evil getting its hands on like the ultimate innocence. The fact that the characters were well written and that you really like them adds to that. I mean, the movie really took its time in setting up, and that I appreciated. Honestly, the movie started to lose me around the time that Chris McNeil came in. And I mean, that's no spoiler because you can see it from the trailer. A lot of it felt like really forced, and there's this weird kind of vibe with the movie where it's like anybody can be an exorcist. It got kicked off with that dumb patriarchy line, like, you know, like they wouldn't let me in the room, basically referring to, you know, when they did the exorcism on Reagan, you know, if you want my opinion, it's the damn patriarchy. It's like, bro, I mean, like, to anybody who's actually seen the first film, you know that that's a crock of shit, right? Chris McNeil was at her absolute wit's end when she begged Father Karras to come and do the exorcism. Even if they hadn't allowed her in the room, I highly doubt that she would have that sort of chip on her shoulder. She would be insanely grateful to the two men who literally gave their lives to save her daughter. It's just sort of like, leave your messaging out of this shit. The very, very ending of the film, I actually thought was good, but everything from Chris McNeil on was really horrible, and in order to kind of delve into that, I am going to have to get into spoilers. So, my overall review, I thought that it started out really solid, and that makes the second half of it even worse because it just totally drops off, all right? Now I'm going to get into spoilers, so be advised. So in this film, kind of like what I was saying before, anybody can be an exorcist. You know, Chris McNeil, like, considers herself sort of like a self-proclaimed exorcist. The Catholic priest, at least initially, is ready to sit this one out because he doesn't get, you know, permission from the Vatican. And you've got like this like Haitian culture, and there's also this character who she's a Christian woman, a Catholic woman who was supposed to become a nun, but she got pregnant like right before she was supposed to take her vows and actually had an abortion. So she's living with this, you know, past, and the priest basically like gives her the book of rights and says like, it's like, okay, so we're getting rid of the you know, patriarch Catholic guy. He comes back later just to basically get his neck broken. It's just like, let's diversify this exorcism. You have people who are just like automatically agreeing with each other. Like this lady from, I believe it's the Haitian religion, you know, has this water, and I forget exactly what the ritual was, but it's holy water, and the Baptist guy like agrees with her like right off the bat. He's like, yes, it's blessed, and the da-da-da-da-da, and it's like, are you fucking kidding me? Get out of here with that. They would be arguing, you're gonna fuck this all up. What are you doing? Get her out of here. You know, like, I mean, like, they would have been at each other's throats. And I mean, don't get me wrong, the messaging is nice that everybody like gets to get, but The Exorcist is a fucking Catholic movie, dude. If you got an issue with that, get out. Like, that's my attitude about the whole thing, okay? You don't need the you know, the rabbi there going like doing his little like freaking Star of David, and you know, freaking Muslim guy going like Allahu Akbar. You don't need any of that shit. It's like, it's a freaking Catholic movie, just let it be a Catholic movie. So the priest does come back. The very ending is actually really cool and quite disturbing in that one of the girls gets taken. And not only does she get taken, you know, the whole vibe behind it is supposed to be that the demons are trying to obviously deceive the family and basically say like, oh, well, you need to pick one. And initially both families are kind of on board saying like, you know, no, we're not going to do that. You're going to make us pick one of our children. And it's like, yeah, all right, stand firm. And then one of them chickens out, the dad of the white girl. And he basically says like, I choose you, Catherine, I think is her name. And then by doing that, the demons played a trick. Basically, the parent who buckled and acted selfishly, as it were, that was the daughter that was selected. So her father basically, unwittingly sent her to hell. And that part was kind of creepy too, because you actually see from the girl's perspective that she's back in this like tunnel where they did the initial ritual. And she's like calling for her parents and, obviously can't see them. And then you just hear a demon's voice say like, we choose you, Catherine, and some hands grab her and... Damn. I mean, the ending had balls, but it's just like, even my wife, like we were both watching it like during the actual exorcism. And I looked over at one point and I said, this movie lost me, man. It just came off as like super corny. And like it was trying too hard to be like extra inclusive. And it's just, again, it's so frustrating because for the first, I would even say the first half of the movie is really solid. Really, really great setup, really great execution, really scary in the way that made the first Exorcist scary. And then they just like went down this like woke slip and slide and frickin', oh, okay, well, that was that. And such a disappointment, because initially when I was watching it, I was saying like, am I gonna do a video saying like, is everybody on glue? Why does nobody like this movie? And then I, and then I finished watching it. So guys, The Exorcist Believer, do we have anybody out there who actually thought it was not that bad? What did you guys think about it? Let me know, and Merry Christmas.